gonna die one day. It's inevitable. Consider it our final farewell, our last goodbye. The design underscore this one underscore this one's the final underscore this one .jpg. Today we're gonna be designing my funeral. It's my turn now. I'm the client. I get to say make the logo bigger and not pay your invoices. I'm so glad I could make life that little bit easier for my loved ones now that I'm gone by designing everything for them. Because if they were to decide to use a template from Canva, this funeral needs to be on brand. It needs to be the visual embodiment of me, myself, and I. But I won't be there because it's my funeral, so it doesn't really matter anyway. And I won't be there, and I will experience rigor mortis if I want to. Let's start with a welcome sign, because every good funeral needs a welcome sign. Welcome to my funeral. Come on in, grab a tissue and a pew, and cry your little eyes out. It's great to have you here. Goodbye, cruel world. This is incredibly depressing. I started off with this calligraphy style font. I wanted the posters to have traditional elements to them, so I thickened up the stroke on the font and gave it a cheeky slant to make it feel more dynamic. I then removed the fill so it was just the outline. Shapes in design are often used as blocks of color or graphic assets. I decided to use this weird stretch octagon shape and a solid background. I played around with the placement of the script and added in a big typographic logo in DRUMMR because I love this typeface. Happy accident? Should we leave it? Let's leave it. Done. Is it a bit repetitive to have my name twice? A little self-absorbed? Yeah, absolutely. It absolutely is. It's me. Back when I was alive. You know what? I could spend a whole hour. I could spend a whole hour just going through different colors. And that's exactly what I did. I spent the next 6 hours looking for different color palettes. 6 hours. There's a trick to this, but in my 15 years of graphic design knowledge, I can't remember what it is. So we're just gonna sit here and do this for a little bit longer. Fuck it, let's just pretend it doesn't exist. We've kind of pulled out the blue from the jumper that's now in the background, and I think that's a nice harmonious combination of colors, but I'm still not happy with it. The more I do this, the more I just remind myself that I'll be dead and it won't matter. That's a really good motto to live your life by. One day you won't be here anymore and it won't matter. Just do what you want. Literally do what you want. Do what you want. Duplicating the design allowed me to explore different color palettes and make different slight adjustments to the layout without ruining the original design. I had a quick squiz at what in loving memory might look like in a more condensed font. I like how clean this is, but I like how much more interesting this is. What a dilemma. Okay, middle one it is. Done. Pull my leg and my arm because they'll all come off because I'll be in rigor mortis. I don't know if I'm sold on the dark green anymore, but I'm still happy with how it came together. I've tweaked my jumper to match the background to make it feel more harmonious. The wacky font pairings makes this design feel bold and fresh, a total opposite of what you'd expect at a live celebration. Perfect. In one hand, a tear-soaked tissue. In the other, the order of service, which features favorite artists such as Doja Cat and Flowrider. Welcome to my... Shall we design the order of service? Let's design the order of service. Let's use the beautiful program that is InDesign. We're making a brochure, we have to. It's a requirement by law. You know what, strangely enough, it is a requirement by graphic design law that InDesign is used for all brochures, posters, and everything in between. That just reads order service of. My first idea for the order of the service was to have everything center aligned, much like the poster. This feels a bit repetitive. Adding in photos of my face felt a bit like I was on a flyer running for local council that was just printed off at Officeworks. I wanted to include quotes from loved ones in my life that truly spoke to who I am as a person. You wouldn't believe how cracked she was at Fortnite. Actually half true. I wanted to include a quote from my mum because she always knows exactly what to say. Thanks, mum. Left aligning the type across the layout created more unity between the blocks of type. Then it was onto the middle spread. I created a bit of a grid to feel like a real designer who's about to work on a 300-page book. You know what? The inside's gonna be bright yellow, just to remind everybody that they're still alive, but I'm not. What's even in an order of service? Do I need to go to more funerals? I don't think anybody needs to go to more funerals. Yours is probably enough. Other people have Wind Beneath My Wings by Celine Dion. I have chosen My House by Flowrider. Do you know how hyped everybody's gonna be? There's gonna be so much hype. We're gonna raise the roof. Simon can now be my husband. Simon, you're so welcome. What a blessing and a curse because this is my funeral. For the font, I landed on Caslon from Adobe Fonts, the perfect choice for publication design magazines or journals. I want Paula Scher there as well, just to tell everybody how much of a wonderful designer I am and how it's unmatched even she can't compare, you know.
I will miss her typesetting skills.
Thanks, Paula. For the visual tribute, we'll have some fond memories shared, images throughout my life, maybe some hilarious jokes. I love how I've created a grid system and I haven't touched it at all. Literally at all. Maybe down here, and that's kind of it. Grids are made to be broken. Grids are made to be broken. Grids are made to be broken. The hymn I've selected for the service is Say So by Doja Cat. I'd like to see everybody do the TikTok dance too, if possible. Can we make that happen? I think we'll just sing till the first chorus. I'd like my exit music to be All About You by Tupac. Beautiful! Wow, so beautiful. This is Goodbye, lol. All in all, I think this is a successful design. It still feels cohesive to the other collateral, and I'm enjoying that pop of yellow with the contrasting forest green. Sprinkled with some lilac for fun? Yes. Nothing screams I've just passed away like merchandise at a funeral. How many times do you see merchandise at a funeral? None. Ever. I'd love a little keepsake. A little tote bag? Absolutely. And we're doing just that, because if there isn't a tote bag in the case study, it's not successful. I thought we could bring back some purple from the chosen color palette to infuse a bit of vibrancy into the design. Funnily enough, it was the design that ended me. How ironic. Does that read as RIP? I was worried the design felt a little lackluster. The type on its own felt underwhelming. I looked at using my headshot on the design and played around with different blend modes until I landed on, it's me coming to you from beyond the grave. Looks like a fucking Halloween photo. This wasn't the solution. I added some sunshine yellow rectangles to back the existing type, which highlighted the key message and gave the type some more prominence in the design. To make the RIP stand out more, I added a stroke on the inside of the type in the contrasting forest green. I looked at keeping the subheading in Druck, but felt it competing with the yellow highlights. Alright, I think that's alright. The purpose, the reason, the outcome. Death by design. Always. Quite a simple design in the end, but sometimes simplicity is key. It feels like part of the set with the curly script font acting almost as a graphic detail on its own. I love the bright yellow paired with the purple, and the smaller typographic details forms a nice hierarchy overall. 3 designs, 1 funeral, no more me. All in all, these all feel unconventional yet cohesive. The abnormal font pairings along with the questionable color palettes, it's unique and unserious. A real celebration of life, I'm dead serious. Thanks so much for watching, and if you ever need a blueprint for designing a funeral, you can use this. You're so welcome. I don't know, I hope none of you ever need to design funeral anything. But I'm not here anymore, so salutations.